Hello and welcome to your Mining Disrupt News Surge for Monday, September 15th, 2025. We're just about 2 months out from the Mining Disrupt Expo happening in Dallas, Texas, the Irving neighborhood, right there, right outside of the airport. It's about a 5-minute Uber drive. Get your tickets right now. Scan that QR code right now. We've got the lineup just keeps on growing every day. There's new speakers announced, new sponsors. This very well could be, and it looks like it's on track to be the biggest Mining Disrupt Expo yet. And of course, why wouldn't it be? We're going to be in the heart of Bitcoin mining in the world, the entire world. That's right there in Texas, in the United States. The way things are shaping up for this bull run, holy smokes. There is so much coming down the pipeline. And when I say so much, I mean they are going to print so much money, it is going to make our head spin. And do you know what happens to hard assets when a finite thing gets pumped with an infinite thing? Well, use your imagination. And on that note, I need to remind you that this is where you come for entertainment and education. This is not the place for financial advice. Let's jump over to the numbers and see how Bitcoin is doing. Hey, look at that. We're about back where we were a few weeks ago. 15,100, small correction. $115,775. We're 23 minutes out from the most recent block, but all things considered, things are looking really good. Look at this. Look at this number right here. The hash rate, we're over 1,000 exahash. The hash rate for this thing continues to go up. And you know what else is crazy? This number down here. For a while, I was saying that the nodes were 23,000. The nodes are at over 25,000 now. Ladies and gentlemen, the ecosystem, the strength, the resiliency, the decentralization, the robustness, all of those words that you want to apply to Bitcoin keeps on growing. This thing is anti-fragile as it gets. Now, on that note, just because Bitcoin itself is anti-fragile doesn't mean that there aren't some little things that you need to be aware of. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but I strongly encourage you to click the link below. It's going to be the first link that is down in the description. This is BTC Sessions. You know him, you love him. He's got some of the best, hands down, informational videos out there. And here he is, talking about something that you absolutely need to be aware of. If you haven't heard of this, the short of it is that there's some bad actors in this space. And if you go to sign a transaction, there is a chance, depending on certain things, and this is why I encourage you to watch the video, that could sneak in there and you think you're sending to Bob, and you're not sending to Bob. You're sending to Sammy. And Sammy's often who knows where, a completely different part of the world, because he's got this little slip in there, and he got in there. This next one is something that I've talked about a few times, and Jack Mallers talks about it basically every week on his show. Strongly recommend you watch that one. It's a great watch. But here is Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent pretty much just punching the Fed in the face, saying the Federal Reserve is among the foremost drivers of inequality in America. That's some pretty strong language. By failing to deliver on its inflation mandate, the Fed allowed class and generational disparities to grow worse, expanding the divide between asset owners and lower income Americans. The Fed must regain its independence and stop serving the wealthy at the expense of everyone else. You've got some really strong language in there, and it should give you a clue with what this administration wants. They want the Fed to drop those rates, and drop them hard and drop them fast. And when that happens, the money printers will be turned on like you cannot believe. If you've been online at all in the past couple of weeks, there's a really good chance you've seen the headlines. The headlines about some, well, there's really no way that I can say this in a good way. So the evil news that has come out. Various parts of the country, really horrible stuff. And that's not even mentioning the anniversary of 9/11. I'm not going to go into the details of that right here. That's not my point. The reason I'm talking about it is that evil exists. Evil exists where there is not good. And this brings me around to this tweet right here. Fiat, he says, yep, the Fiat virus, the Fiat virus drains your dreams, aspirations, and goals. Fiat is a virus. It might even be worse than that. It's a parasite that eats away at your soul. It drains your time and energy. You go to a job, whatever it is that you do to make money, and you get that money, and then you put it into your savings account, and then you look, and time passes, and your money is worth less. Fiat eats away at your time and energy. It drains you of your time. This next tweet here is from Jim618, and he touches on something that I've kind of felt in my soul for a while. He's quoting Strike here, and as much as I like what Jack Mallers is doing, I like his podcast, I don't agree with borrowing against your Bitcoin. For most people, I really don't. He says, borrow against your Bitcoin so you never have to sell. But you still have to pay back your loan somehow. If you work, the fiat you earn has to go to pay for the loan. If Bitcoin goes up in the meantime and you're gonna make payments from the ROI, return on investment, on your Bitcoin, you'll still have to sell your Bitcoin to pay. Oh, and you need to pay the interest rate as well. Stupid advice by the usual wannabe influencers who understand nothing about the economy or financial aspects. Real advice. Avoid debt as much as possible and credit card debt even more. If possible, destroy and return your credit cards if you want to really live free. And get a debit card. A debit card, which just draws money out of your checking account, forces you to live within your means. No money in your bank account? You don't get to buy that thing. You can't go, I'll just pay for it later. I have had the debt and credit and borrowing conversation with people that I really care about, and I just don't agree. I agree with David Ramsey on some of these points. I don't agree with him in his stance on Bitcoin, even though it sounds like that might be changing a little bit. But I definitely agree with trying to avoid debt as much as absolutely possible. Are there times where credit can be useful? Of course. Are there instances where debt can be a good thing? Of course. Are those few and far between? Do the exceptions prove the rule? Yeah, I really think they do. Live within your means, ladies and gentlemen. Live within your means. The cloud of debt is heavy. And when it is draining you of your energy, it hurts. It physically weighs you down. It does not feel good. Stay safe out there. Be mindful with your money. Give those that you love a hug. Tell them you care for them. And I will see you in Dallas in November. And I'll see you right here next Monday.